you know you make me float, float. Boy, you really give me high. Ooh, I feel like I'm on dope, dope. 'Cause you.
Hey, it's Zay and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be giving you guys a story time on how me and my friends escaped school during a bad weather day. To give you guys a little backstory before I just get straight into the details, this did happen during my second semester of my senior year. On my other phone here, I have all the deets, everything that I need to mention, and then some. So y'all ain't gonna be wondering, oh, what happened here, what happened there, what happened here. I'm gonna give it to y'all raw and real. I might censor a little bit of stuff because I don't need names and stuff going out, but for the most part, I'm gonna give y'all all the details. And the date was March 31st. For a time frame, just to give y'all one, just in case y'all are wondering, okay, when did this happen? Like 11 a.m.-ish to 1 p.m.-ish. I would say. I think so. So, Eagle time. I'm gonna explain to y'all what that is. But for a little backstory, before I get into Eagle time. When I got up to get ready for school on March 31st, I checked my weather app and I noticed that it was gonna get bad at like around 11, but I didn't really think too much into it because, girl, I'm gonna be at school. Like, it don't really matter. Like, I didn't think it was gonna get that bad to where I need to go home. So when I was getting ready, I'm like, okay, cool. It's supposed to rain at 11. That's fine. I'm gonna be inside at 11. It doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna get rained on. I'm cool. So I proceeded about my day, got through getting ready, got on the bus, went to school, was chilling, working, goofing off, doing everything. And then 11 hit, and I'm like,
wait a damn minute. Wait a damn minute.
oh yeah, this ain't gonna work. Like, it was so great outside. So great. Like, oof, girl. Like, not a speck of sunshine in sight. None. So where this whole thing started was during Eagle time. And I'm going to explain what Eagle time is. At my old school, Eagle time was like a 30-minute-ish period between second and third block. And you basically, depending on your teacher, depending on how they felt. Well, no, not depending on how they felt. Depending on how laid back and chill they was, you either did a lot in that 30-minute time period, or you did little to nothing, or you did nothing at all. And the one I was in, I did nothing at all. But I wasn't in mine. I was in my friends. Me and my friend are walking in, and we see everybody talking about how bad it looks outside. And then maybe like 10-ish minutes into Eagle time, our Eagle time teacher, she was like, okay, listen, it looks terrible outside. We're getting bad weather alerts and stuff like that. If y'all are going to go home, now is the time to do it. So we took heed to her warning. Everybody's calling their mamas, their daddies, their grandmas, their grandpas saying, hey, can you come scoop me up? Or, hey, can I get the okay to go? Because some people had cars. They're like, hey, I gotta go. My teacher just said that weather's supposed to be real, real bad. Sooner or later, I need to go. So since everybody was calling their mamas and daddies and grandmas and grandpas, I'm like, all right, I need to call the head honcho, aka my mom, and tell her, hey, I think I want to come home. My teacher said it's supposed to be real bad weather, and if I want to leave, now's the time to do it. So can I have the okay? And she was like, yeah, sure. If you want to come home, do the bad weather, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. But she was like, okay, well, do I need to call somebody to come get you? Like, what's up? And I was like, I don't know. So I said, I'll call you back when I figure out what I'm gonna do. And she was like, okay, cool. So hang up. I discussed with two of my friends. I'm like, okay, what we gonna do? Because I know y'all not staying. So what we gonna do? I don't know whose plan it was originally, but the plan of a checkout note came to play. And I'm gonna explain to y'all what the checkout note is and the policy. So a checkout note is what it is. It's in the name. It's a checkout note, a note to check out. And the policy was for checkout notes, you turned them in the morning when you got to school. They gave you a slip with your time on it and your name. I'm guessing it had like a administrative signature at the bottom for like the okay. So yeah, you turn them in the morning and you get a slip. I'm looking at my phone so I can make sure that I'm checking off everything that I talk about. And we came up with the idea, okay, yeah, we finna write some checkout notes. And then our excuse for why we didn't turn them in the morning, we forgot. Point blank, period. Simple. So I called my mama back and I'm like, hey, I done came up with a plan. We're gonna write some checkout notes. And my friend who has a car, she had a car at the time and still does to this day. Don't play with her. I was like, she's just gonna drop me home, me and my brother home, because I wasn't finna leave my brother. So she was like, okay, cool. So I'm writing the checkout notes for myself, my brother, and 2 of my friends. And I'm dedicated to, like, I'm writing the checkout notes in 3 different fonts, 3 different times. I had to forge 3 signatures, bro. 3 signatures. And I had our times in like 5-minute intervals. So with my friend with the car, I would put her time for the earliest because she has a car and she could be waiting for us with the car. And then my other friend sent her like 5 minutes after her. I figured it was going to be a lot to make sure that me and my brother are going home. So I wanted to make sure that we were last. But I also did not want the plan to fail because I done called my mama saying, hey, we finna come home. And then come to find out I'm not coming home. Legal time is over and all 3 of us are going in the cafeteria. At my school, we had 2 different campuses. We had main campus and then we had like a campus that was more like career oriented. So like stuff after high school, like hospitality, construction, teaching, stuff like that. So we were in the cafeteria because the people who had to go to the career campus, they had to eat lunch before they went. So we're in the cafeteria. We're not eating lunch because we finna go. And we're sitting there chilling until it's time to send the first friend. And then we send her. And like, as she's leaving, all you hear is like weather alerts off of everybody's phone. And like, it's in the cafeteria. Everybody's in the cafeteria. So like, you hear all the weather alerts and it's really, really loud. And I'm like, oh my, like, it was something out of a movie for real. So all the weather alerts are going off. Then as soon as the weather alerts were going off, the intercom goes on and she's like, okay, everybody go to the lockdown shelters. Everybody go sit down. Everybody go. So everybody is rushing to the lockdown centers and they're all looking at their phones. And me and my other friend, we're sitting here still because we're our friend. Like, where's she at? So we see her running back. And I was like, well, did it work? What's up? And she was like, no, we gotta go. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we go to the storm shelters, and the storm shelters are basically, in the name, is shelters for when it's storming outside, like tornadoes, hurricanes, tsunamis, you name it. It's basically like more protected areas of the school, and there was only 2. They were downstairs. My school was a 2-story school, so it was only 2. One on the left side of the school, one on the right side of the school. So I think we were on the right side of the school's storm shelter, if I'm not mistaken. I think we were. So while we were sitting in the storm shelter, me and my friends, we were goofing off, not taking any of this serious because the whole time we finna leave right after this is over. We take nothing serious. And that's why we are so like compatible when it comes to like friendship. We take nothing serious. We're always goofing off, always talking about somebody. Like, it's, don't need to get me started. So the storm shelter was very, very, very hot. I don't know if it was because it was somebody's breath or because it was like 50 plus kids out in the hallway. But it was very hot. Like, I had my edges done. I was sweating my edges off. I had to get a paper fan to fan myself, an envelope to fan myself. It was never again. So we're sitting in there. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm still going to follow through with the plan. Like, I'm still going to turn in these checkout notes. Excuse me. I'm still going to get out of the school. And now I have a new excuse. Oh, I didn't come earlier because lockdown. After like 30 to 45-ish minutes, the lockdown was over. And we were still going to follow through with the plan. And we had a new excuse, okay? The lockdown is what had us not in the office, turning in our excuses and leaving. So we still need to leave because we still got stuff to do. So we tell the lady, hey, we need to check out. We were supposed to check home earlier, but the lockdown happened, so we couldn't. So we're gonna try and go now, if that's okay. And then the lady who runs the student office, and the student office is basically it's in the name. Like, our school didn't really do all of that fancy naming stuff. Like, if it was named something, the purpose of it was in the name. So the student office is an office for students. for like checking in, checking it out, all that other crap. So the lady in the student office, she was like, y'all supposed to check those in the morning. And I told her, I said, well, I don't know. I didn't know. I don't check out often. I don't check out at all. And she was like, yeah, I know you don't. Okay, so if you know I do not check out often, then why are you trying to press me about a checkout form policy? Girl, it's bigger fish to fry. You worry about me not turning in a checkout form. You know I don't come in this office. Like, lady don't even know my name. Girl, please, please. Like, I wasn't one of them office favorites where I was in the office every other business day. Girl, please. I also mentioned that my brother needed to check out, and she asked for his name. I gave it to her, and she was like, okay. So she was skimming through my checkout note, and she was like, there's no number on here. And I'm like, oh, well, I can give you my mom's number. And she was like, no, that's okay. I'll just look it up in the system. I'm like, okay, cool. So while she's looking up my mom's number in the system, I'm on the phone texting my mom saying, hey, they're about to call you. Say, yeah. And I really don't even know why I did that, because my mama a writer, okay? Shout out to the head honcho. I love my mama down. So she called. She was like, hey, I'm just confirming that Zay and her brother needs to check out. And she was like, yeah, both of them need to be sent home. Yes. She was like, her friend is supposed to be taking them both home. And she was like, okay, I just wanted to confirm. Da, 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 da. They get off the phone. She sends me to the main office, and the main office is connected to the student office. So it was literally like 10 steps away to the she sends me to the main office receptionist / intercom lady, and she wasn't there, so there was a substitute. And I'm telling the substitute, hey, you need to call my brother, all in the intercom. I need to check out, and so does he. So she was like, I told her, I said, I have a checkout note. Both of us need to leave. We were supposed to leave during the lockdown, but we didn't because of the lockdown. And she was like, okay, well, can you go get the checkout note? And I'm like, okay, cool. I have no problem with that. I'm finna go get the checkout note. So I go back to the student office lady. She was like, I was like, the lady in the main office, she needs the checkout note. And it's up under a whole bunch of papers. I think she was calling my 2 other friends' mamas too. I don't really know. I wasn't really paying attention because the lady at the main office, she made me mad. And I'm gonna get into that in a minute. But she's looking for the note. I'm like, I think it's right here. Take the note, take it to the lady. She's looking at it. Still don't believe that it's actual factual. So what does she do? She goes back to the student office and confirms with the lady that runs the student office that this is actual factual. Lady, I did, mind you, I had my purse and my backpack on me. You did not see me. I'm gonna get mad because, girl, you did not see me pull that checkout note out my backpack or my purse. So you should have known it was actual factual if I'm going back to the student office lady to go and get the note. Second, if the student office lady has the note, why wouldn't she know about me checking out? Like, girl, what are we talking about? She's going back to the student office lady clarifying that this is a real deal. And the student office lady, she was like, yeah, I just got off the phone with her mama. She needs to check out, and her brother does also. She's like, okay, mind you, never mind, I ain't gonna say that. But anyway, I'm getting aggravated because, girl, you a sub. You not getting paid extra for doing your job better than the actual lady who's here when you aren't. Like, girl, what are we talking about? You doing your job better than her. And she been there longer than you have. Like, homegirl don't even care for real. And you over here trying to do an outstanding performance. You a sub. Act like it. You ain't getting paid extra to do your job better than the actual lady. If you did your job better than the actual lady, you would be here 5 days out of the week. You here like once a month. Maybe 2. Girl, please. So while she's clarifying with the student office lady, both of my friends are sitting there looking at me and looking at the student office lady and looking at the sub. Like, girl, what's going on? And I'm rolling my eyes at them because, girl, like I said, you're doing too much. Call my brother so I can go. Like, I got my mama on the phone. Hey, are you still coming home? Yeah, but this lady taking her sweet precious time. And she trying to do her job better than the actual person. So we're going back to the main office. And she's like, oh, you don't know how many kids have came up here and tried to say that they have a checkout note from a parent, when in reality, they wrote it and they signed it. And they lie and try and get out of school. And I'm like, yeah, I totally understand. The whole time, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. So like I said, as this whole interaction with student office lady, the main office substitute, and myself is going on, my friends are looking like, girl, what's going on? So she finally called for my brother to check out. And I'm waiting for him outside of the student office down the hall where his classroom was. And I see him walking towards us, and I'm motioning for him to come on so we can go before they catch us and be like, hey, y'all are lying. Go back to class, or you get suspended, ISS, OSS, whatever. So I'm like, you need to come on so we can go. And once he gets to where I can talk to him without yelling, he was like, what's going on? Asking all these questions. I'm like, don't worry about it. Just know we finna go home. So we're walking to the car, me, both of my friends, my brother, and we were basically talking about how we pulled off the lie of the century, talking about how clean it was, how sneaky we were. We basically did the same thing for like a third of the ride home. My brother and I were dropped off home first, so which is why I said for like a third of the ride. And once I got home, I gave more details to my brother and retold the whole story for my mama when we got home, and that was basically it for March 31st, 2025. If I was still in school, would I have done it again? Yes. Would I have gotten away with it? Probably not. But for that being my first time going to the office and lying to them people like that, I did a darn good job. For somebody who swear they don't know how to lie, I did a good job. And I'm super proud of myself. Pat myself on the back. Now listen to me. Do I suggest that you do this to your school? Can I tell you what to do? But if you do it and you get caught and you get in trouble, do not blame that on me. Everybody can't be no big old liar like me. I was born in July for a reason. I'm a Julier. This is the end of today's video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Big 3, I do not need this. I need this. This is what I need. With all that being said, I love y'all and I will see y'all later.
Pulling up outside of magic. Low when I'm ripping the plastic. Low when I'm popping the elastic. 777 on the day.